Most of you guys watching this video have probably taken public transit before, be it the bus, the subway, the train, anything. But have you taken it after the midnight hours? Probably not, because common wisdom would tell you that you shouldn't go to these places because they do get sketchy and interesting characters come out after dark. Well, luckily I'm here because I will be taking 6 different public transportation methods after 12 o'clock at night to figure out what the heck is going on in these public transportations during these crazy hours. So here's the game plan. Right now it is about 10:30 p.m. and my first mode of public transportation is going to be taking the train from New Jersey to New York City. Once I'm in New York City, I have to take at least 5 different public transportation methods to ultimately get me back to my house. This could include things like buses, subways, trains, some random bicycle, whatever I could find. The only rule is that it has to happen after midnight, and since I'm gonna be in the city starting at 12 o'clock, there are no rules. This is gonna be a lot of fun, so right now we have to catch the last train ride into the city. The first public transportation we're gonna be taking after midnight is the train. So we're gonna be taking the train from a New Jersey town into New York City, and then from there the journey begins. But this is our first stop. It's very dark here, not a single person on this entire platform. We have about 4 minutes until the train comes, so what I'm going to do is buy the tickets and then hop on this train, and hopefully it's not too crazy. The latest I've ever been on a train is honestly 2 a.m. I've been on some very late night trains going back to New Jersey, but who knows, random New Jersey town. I mean, look at this place, this is crazy. I don't even know what the pricing looks like, but midnight train is definitely something. It says touchscreen, but the touchscreen doesn't work. Touchscreen to start. How are we gonna complete this challenge when we can't even buy the tickets? Touchscreen to start. Oh, okay, here we go. Touchscreen, English or Spanish?
Welcome to New Jersey.
No, we don't have time. We don't have time. NJ Transit Rail. We want to go to New York Penn Station. Okay. 1 way, 2 tickets. All right, we're good to go. The tickets should be printing now, and we are going to be hopping on the train in about 2 minutes. And this is the last train going into New York City. So if we miss this, we're doomed. Okay, cool. Tickets have arrived. Oh, there's a cockroach in there. There was a bug in there, no joke. Oh, there's also a nickel. Is it worth going in? All right, if I drop the nickel and the head is up, that means we are going to have a very good time tonight. Otherwise, if it's tails, it's going to be rough. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. And now we wait. All right, so even though there's not a single person on this train platform and the train is about to be here, there's actually a restaurant that is on the train platform, and I looked it up and it's a pretty highly rated restaurant. So there's people eating, and I guess their scenery is watching the Montclair train go all the way into New York City. So this stop is apparently something to look at because diners who are paying presumably hundreds of dollars are gonna be viewing me stepping onto this train. The train is coming now, so it is 11:17. This train is the last train. It's set to get in at 12:05. So this will be our first midnight public transportation. I expect this many people to be on the train in total. I think it's gonna be 10 total people. We'll do a walk through some of the carts to make sure, but yeah, it's not looking too good in terms of total people. I hope we're on the right side too. This is a 50-50 chance. Okay, it's coming towards us, and I'm pretty sure it's on this track, so we should be good to go. So this train is going to bring us into Penn Station, New York City, which is around like 34th Street, Madison Square Garden. And then from there, we're gonna hop on at least 4 different modes of public transportation. It is not looking like anybody's on here from first glance, but let's go on now and see. This thing's so loud. All right, here we go. Okay, so we're on the train. Really nobody's on it. I mean, if you look back there and here, there's maybe like 2 people that we could see in sight, but generally this cart is to ourselves. We'll see if other people join us because there's a lot more stops, but train after midnight, very empty. Now, something that a lot of people aren't aware of on trains is that these seats can actually face each other. So if you're with a group of more than 3 people and you're like, oh, you 3 sit here, we'll sit in front of you. Well, did you know you could do this? And now you have a seat for 6. You could even do it over here. So now you could fit, I guess, 10 total people in this little like Last Supper table. So might as well take advantage of the full seats that we have here. All right, so this was the first stop. Nobody got on. I don't know if this is, I don't think anybody was even on the platform, so that makes sense to me. Who would be going into the city around 11:30 at night? There's really not a good reason to. If you're going out with friends, you probably already took the train in at like 9 o'clock or something, maybe even earlier if you're getting dinner. So this train is truly reserved for YouTubers making videos, I think. All right, so we're waiting to get our tickets checked now. Oh, here we go. Big the devil. Well, you know. Hello, how are you?
I figured give you a chance to keep shooting content.
Oh, I appreciate it, thanks, yeah. All right, tickets were taken, now we're good to go. Probably like 30-ish minutes out from New York, feeling good. All right, so we no longer have this cart to ourselves because somebody from the previous stop actually just joined up. So shout out to her, I don't know why she's going to the city. Maybe she's a YouTuber too, but it's starting to fill up a little bit. And I think we have about 6 more stops before the city. So if 6 more people get on the cart, maybe 2 of them are in our cart, we might have a full house. We might have a family of 5 sitting in this car. So despite it being the last train ride to New York City, there's really not any crazy characters on here. So the train so far from NJ into New York is pretty normal. So half of the carts are actually closed. So I guess on the night trains, they close down a lot of the carts. So as you can see, there's a pole right here, and then back there is completely vacant. Starting to get a little active on the train right now. We have a new conductor now taking tickets, and a couple has joined us. Now we have a total of 5 people on this cart. Are we there yet? I still think we have 20 minutes. Ugh. All right, so what's up? What's your name?
Oh, I'm Anthony.
Anthony? So we wanted to take like a late night train ride because we've never been on the train late at night. So what are your thoughts on like the late night experience here? Do you usually work at night?
Yeah, on this train usually. It's quiet at this time.
Quiet?
But that's where it gets interesting. You get all different types of crowds.
Yeah, interesting characters start to come out at night.
Oh, yeah. Some cool people, some interesting.
Yeah, okay.
But going into the city this time, very quiet.
Okay, yeah, it seems it. This is a good time to choose. Little update on our cart. Now we have about 10 total people. So every stop we are adding about 2 people. This is a popular cart. I also think it's just like 2 total carts that are available on this train. So it's this one and then there's one in front of us. So I think in total there's 15 people on this last train and they're all sitting behind us. Nobody's coming near us, maybe because we have a camera or something, but it's very enjoyable. Everyone just has their headphones on. They're just kind of chilling. So pretty normal so far.
Do not record me.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Or you're like kind of dangling off the edge. Oh. All right, so it just went dark in here. I don't know what happened, but all the lights just went out. Does that usually happen? All right, we've entered night mode, I guess. It's like when your iPhone at 10 o'clock, like that yellow light starts to come. They just did that. It went pitch black and then they just put a couple of lights on. So maybe it's sleepy time for people. Or not, it just went back on. So it was like that for about 2 total minutes and now it's back to normal. So we are now entering the tunnel, so we are about to get into New York City, and then at that point, we have to take 4 different modes of transportation to get down to Battery Park, which is where we will then hop on the ferry, which is our final stop. We have no service right now, we are in the Forbidden Tunnel, but we are in New York officially, and we're gonna get off in about 2 minutes. But the train was pretty smooth overall. I actually really enjoyed it. It was fun, not too many crazy characters. I like both of the conductors, got to nap a little bit. What more can I say? It was officially 12:02, so we've just crossed midnight, and we are still on the train, but about to get off in about 1 minute. All right, just got off, and now we are going outside of Penn Station to our next mode of transportation. All right, we're gonna try to find one of those bicycles that has those 2-seaters in the back, and then we can get on that and start to make our way downtown, because right now we are around Midtown, and there's a lot of hustle bustle happening still. So the city actually is not sleeping, despite what the train looks like. Oh. I found it, okay, I found it. We're gonna go in right now. I hope he accepts us. This is crazy. We've been walking, we are on 40th Street now, and we finally found the guy. All right, we actually found a better one that has LED lights, so we're going in right now. Bro, he left us. Bro, he literally just left us. I think he waved, he saw the camera, he's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh, there's another one. Okay, I see another one in the distance. There's another one back there. We're gonna try to get that one. Are you cash only or just cash?
Card, cash, no problem.
Oh yeah, what's your name? Mohammed? Oh yeah, we got Mohammed. He's taking us on the bike here. Might have to be muted because of copyright, but New York's anthem's playing right now. I've never been in one of these before. I guess it technically counts as public transport because anybody can do it. It's not free though. What does it even say behind us? Are we in like a love bicycle? Since these things are technically bikes, we can go through red lights. So we're just zooming through red lights. It's been like 3 minutes. We're already booking it back to Penn Station. Yo, shout out Muhammad. He's driving, swerving in and out of cones. He's got like this much space and he's still somehow getting through it. I've never been so happy to be scammed by a tourist spot. This is amazing. Okay, we are starting to enter a more chill area now. So there's significantly less people as we head to around 29th Street. We're getting off at 28th. So we have one more block and then we are leaving. And we will be hopefully hopping onto a bus or a subway. I'm not really sure yet. We will decide as soon as we get off. But this is about to be 2 modes of public transportation down and 4 more to go until we get back. And it is already pretty late. I think it's around 12:25 at the moment. So this is about a 20-minute endeavor, which all things considered is not too bad. All right, just like like that. On to number 3. We're about to enter the New York City subway at around 12:30 after midnight. It's usually pretty crazy down there, so I don't know what to expect once we go down these stairs. Hopefully nothing crazy, but you're most likely gonna see something crazy. Subway's dangerous after midnight, but it's honestly always dangerous. This is the 1 line, so I don't even know where this heads to, honestly. I'm not too familiar with the 1, but we're just gonna take it south. So we noticed that it actually says it goes to the South Ferry, but we don't wanna cheat, so we're just gonna take this to the first stop and then get off, because we really just wanna see what the subway looks like after dark. I'm gonna say there is a 75% chance we see a rat down here, and 100% chance we see something crazy. Okay, so far so good. This is our train right here. We're gonna take the 2 downtown for like 1 or 2 stops, and I don't know, we're just gonna get off somewhere, so we'll see where that is. There's only 2 people here, and one of the 2 people looks like he's passed out on a bench, so we're not gonna really go over there. Actually, let's go over there. Might as well walk past it. So as you can see, I definitely ran into some interesting characters on the subway, so make sure if you are traveling at night on public transportation to take proper precaution by being acutely aware of all of your surroundings. Because you don't want to be a victim of harassment or theft. In the same way, when you're online, you want to protect yourself against data brokers who buy your personal details and then sell your personal data, because this would put you at risk of identity theft or becoming a target of phishing scams. And in the age of AI, it's more important now than ever to protect yourself against all of that. And that's why Delete Me is great, to remove your data from hundreds of data broker websites and help protect you from not only identity theft and scams, but also stalking and doxing as well. I personally use Delete Me to keep my personal data private, and in my very first month, they removed me from 35 website listings and found over 200 pieces of personal information online. This would have taken me at least 10 hours by myself, and what's cool is that they actively monitor your data on data broker websites, regularly making sure that your personal info stays removed from month to month. Something else to keep in mind is that when somebody buys your data from data brokers, they access your family's data as well. And what's good is that Delete Me has family plans to protect the entire family. It's perfect if you have an older parent who you're worried would fall for a scam, because you just get them on your account without them lifting a finger or remember any sort of password. So with that said, get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans by going to joindeleteme.com/Sambucha and use code Sambucha, or scan this QR code right here. That's joindeleteme.com/Sambucha, code Sambucha for 20% off. Now back to the video. I also don't know, I'm not sure we're gonna actually get picked up because they're doing road work right now in the middle of the railway. So how are we supposed to have a train that hits us? 2 minutes into the subway station, already seen some stuff that you don't typically see. So I guess that just comes with the midnight hours. 2 minutes though is when our train is expected to come, and when you actually get on the subway cart is really where the fun begins. I'm really curious to see what these characters look like after midnight. They've cleared off the tracks now. Now there's just 1 more minute until the train comes. I think it's actually gonna come. I hear something. No, that's on the other side. All right, so crazy find. It actually looks like at night, the subway's only $1. Typically, I think the subway's around $3, maybe even more. And I don't know if there's like congestion pricing or surge pricing for the subway, but it looks like at night, it dynamically goes down to $1, unless I just somehow finesse the system. But $1 is actually pretty decent fare, go all the way downtown. That's what it should be realistically. All right, 12:45 now, and the train has now arrived. We're gonna be taking it for 2 stops. Let's see what the inside of this subway cart looks like. All right, so it looks like we have a packed cart. I didn't expect the 1 train to have like 1,000 people on it. I thought it was gonna be pretty desolate. I think it's a lot of people going to Brooklyn maybe.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So we're gonna be on here for 2 stops. The first stop is 23rd, so the next stop's gonna be 14th Street, and then from there, we're gonna pick it back up on like the bus or something like that. Subway, a lot of naps happening on here. There's definitely a couple characters, but overall, not bad. Honestly, the AC is flowing, doesn't smell too bad, not packed. It's one of the more pleasant subway experiences I've had. So far, so good after midnight. All right, so we're bouncing here, 18th Street. Good subway ride. Subway complete. Our next stop now is going to be the bus. So we just hopped off the subway cart. Honestly, pretty tame overall. Outside of the actual subway cart, that's where things were a little bit weirder, with people almost getting ran over that were working in the tunnels and cleaning up there. There was some person passed out on the bench. But inside the cart, it was just very sleepy. So I guess 1 a.m. on the subway, it's just a bunch of people commuting back to Brooklyn or something and they're sleeping. Didn't feel super sus or anything like that. Overall, very pleasant experience on the subway. We had air conditioning and it didn't smell bad, which is like the bare minimum for a good subway ride. Now our goal is to pick up a bus, so we're gonna head over to a bus stop. A New York City bus after midnight is a place that is a bottom 10 place that you should ever be, but we're about to hop on one right now. So it's 12:50 right now, so we have about 40 minutes to catch the final 1:30 ferry that I believe runs. We're walking to 14th Street, which is the Union Square area, which is pretty poppin', and hopefully we can get a bus within the next 3 to 4 minutes, and we're gonna take that as far as we can, and then we plan on hopping in a taxi to get to the ferry, and that in and of itself is going to be crazy, but at least we'll hop on by 1:30 is my hope. Okay, I found a bus stop across the street street, so we're gonna head there. That's the only bus stop we've seen in about 5-6 blocks. So I think we're gonna have to be at the mercy of this bus stop. Hopefully it's not going in the complete opposite direction. I'm hoping it's going somewhat downtown because we're starting to get close on time now. Good news, this bus is going downtown. It's gonna get us to the Lower East Side area, which is I think the final stop on this bus. And then from there, we'll be able to call a taxi, and hopefully that taxi will then bring us to the ferry. I don't know how long it's gonna take for this bus to come. I've taken the bus maybe like 3 times in my life and never at the 1 a.m. hour. So 1, I don't know what time it's gonna come, and 2, perhaps more importantly, I don't know what this bus is gonna look like, what it's gonna smell like, and who's gonna be on it. But we're about to find out. Just saw a bus that is apparently the same lettering as the one we're going on, but I believe it's going in the opposite direction. So we're waiting for that twin to come towards this way so then we could book it downtown. I really hope this is Apple Pay because this machine currently isn't working, which means that we are unable to get a ticket unless there's Apple Pay. So if we get on the bus, there's a 50-50 chance we get kicked off of it because we don't have the proper means to get on. All right, the M14 has finally arrived. We're getting on right now, hopefully. All right, let's see. It looks pretty empty to me. All right, thank God, Apple Pay. Bus has about 10 people on it. We were able to use Apple Pay, and now we're just riding. I don't know where this thing's going. I don't know what these buttons do. I think this lets you stop and choose where you want to go, but we're just gonna get off where we think is best. I think it's going to the Lower East Side. We're about to find out. Very bumpy. It's also a very long bus. It's like 2 buses combined. I don't know bus etiquette if like the back of the bus is cool on public buses, but right now I'm in the middle. I'm like right on that area where if the bus crashes, I'll probably go between the 2. So definitely the most unsafe part of the bus, but I trust the driver. Time for a little nap because it is 1:15 and I'm starting to get tired. So a little bit of bad news. We've had about 8 stops and we've made no progress south. We are still about, I think we actually strayed further away, but apparently at some point it's going to turn south and more people are now getting on the bus. We have a full house in here entirely. All right, so we're about to turn. So the bus is going to split in half for a second. Wow, that's crazy. All right, so we're in the back of the bus now. There are 2 more stops. So there's just us and 1 more lady on this bus, but this is what it looks like to be on the final bus at around 1:30 a.m. going to its final destination. It's pretty fun having your own private bus, having the back all to yourself. A little bit lonely, but at these hours, honestly, I'm just trying to sleep and get back. And after this, we have the taxi, but the last stop is right here, Delancey Street. So we're just gonna book it off with our final friend here, and hopefully we can find a taxi within the next 5 minutes. All right, let's do it. Goodbye, bus. Disgusting bus. Thank you for your service and helping us get to this part, but that's a wrap on the bus. We gotta find a good spot to hail a taxi. I use Uber basically exclusively now, or Lyft, so I haven't actually hailed a taxi in years. I don't know like the proper method. You kind of have to be careful with what you're signaling. So I'm just gonna do my best, maybe do like a little hitchhiker's thumb and see if we can get into one of those yellow cabs. This feels like a good spot to start hailing a taxi. So I'm going to start doing the motion and see if I can get somebody. So I see 2 taxis up here, so I'm gonna give them this gunshot emote, like I'm pointing at them. I think this is what you're supposed to do and yell, taxi, taxi. I don't know why I'm saying like they could hear me. They definitely can't hear me. The worst thing would be if a random car just pulls over and tries to get us into it, because if you see that, you shouldn't be getting into those cars. Oh, here we go. We have someone signaling over. This might be a dub. Here we go. 3N62. Winner, winner, winner. We got ourselves a taxi. Let's go. Yo, what's up, man?
Oh, buddy, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Yeah, we are. What's up? All right, so we made it in probably about, what, like 15 minutes maybe? And then we should be able to catch the 2 o'clock ferry, which will take us back to New Jersey. All right, so we're looking to beat 22. This is a good assessment because everyone's just always quick to the hip with the Uber. But what about the taxi? So we're going to see what this ends up being, plus or minus 22. We just got an unskippable ad in a taxi. So you're about to get an unskippable ad in 3, 2, 1. If you got an ad right there, I'm sorry. That was actually YouTube naturally doing that. So it's going to be neck and neck, but this is really close. And this is it. So it looks like we are arriving, and we said we wanted to beat 22, and it is 22. All right, thanks, man. Have a good night. Thank you. Appreciate it. So the Uber was $22. The taxi was $22. It really, I guess, doesn't matter what, like the market is, it's such an optimized market that all ride sharing, anything is just perfectly, that's crazy. 22.05 versus 22. I thought that taxis were gonna be more expensive, but it turns out you can get a taxi pretty much quicker than an Uber, and you're able to play some games, able to have some fun, and able to support the taxis. Who doesn't want to support the taxis? So shout out to Almrinder. And now we are here now at the Staten Island ferry. So the ferry runs every 30 minutes. So we are going to be hopping on the 2 a.m. ferry, which goes back to Staten Island. Staten Island is one of the 5 boroughs of New York. It's basically an extension of New Jersey though. So once we're there, we're able to then take an Uber or some sort of shuttle back home. The ferry at night, I don't think there's going to be literally anybody on it, especially going back into Staten Island. Maybe some people are going in early to work into New York City, but I have a feeling this is going to be bare bones, and I'm very excited for it. for it. This is our final leg, and I'm sure it's gonna be wild. So the best part about the Staten Island Ferry is that it's absolutely free. So a 25-minute ride to and from New York City from Staten Island is free. So it gets really packed, as you can imagine, during the weekdays when people are working, going to and from work. If you live in Staten Island, if it's free, that's pretty absurd. And at night, it still holds true. So Staten Island Ferry, they subsidize this ride, so we don't have to pay a dime for it. Usually that translates to really poor infrastructure and terrible service though, because if they're not paying for it, let's see what that looks like. So we're boarding the ferry now. It is exactly 2 a.m. So this thing is precisely on time. There end up being a good amount of people, probably like 50 people are boarding this. And I think the ferry is really huge. It's got like 2-3 floors, indoor, outdoor. It's like a yacht that we're gonna go on right now, and we are heading to Staten Island. So this is the inside. This is the first main floor. Lots of open seats, of course, because it's not packed. They have like full bathrooms and stuff, which we can't show. And I'm pretty sure they even have like a drink station. All right, we're officially departing now. The boat is on the move. So in 20 minutes or so, we are gonna be in Staten Island. Ahoy. So we have the Statue of Liberty over there, which is really nice. And at night, it looks beautiful. There's Ellis Island, which, fun fact, is in New Jersey. And then you have the entire skyline looking out. It is a beautiful night. I think the best time to go on a ferry or any sort of boat or any kind of water is really at night. You really get the feel that you're like within nature and just like part of something bigger. Well, that's corny, but you understand what I'm saying. This thing is really cool to see. I'm enjoying the ferry. This is by far the best one so far. And again, after midnight, not any weird characters or anything like that. Just everybody trying to get home, get some sleep, including myself, but I'm loving this. There might be an upper level, the poop deck, if you will, but I think it's reserved for the pilot and for like the crew and the staff of the ferry. So I don't think we can go up there, but this is as much as we can get outside at night. I think usually they may have this open more for people, but for now, this is as good as we can get. So in the seating area, unlike a train or a subway, you can actually open the windows and have the nice breeze come through. A couple of people already have the windows open, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you just do that. And then you can see the Hudson right through there. That's New Jersey. We are in the Hudson. We have to get to there, which we will be there in about 10 minutes. All right, the ferry just docked, so we are about to depart now. Smooth ride overall. Everybody's looking tired. That's it. Motor's off. We're off. So truly after midnight, nobody is using the ferry as expected, but I'm sure in another 4 hours when people are coming to work, this terminal is going to be filled. Nothing is open here, so this is what the stores look like across the board. No Dunkin', no bodega. Everything in the Staten Island Ferry Terminal is closed at this hour. It's around 2:30 a.m. and we're just now waiting for our final ride to get us back to home, because it looks like the midnight challenge was ultimately complete, but technically we do still have to take our Uber. And for the Uber, we chose to take a shuttle Uber, which is apparently a ride share, but I don't think there's gonna be a ride share at this point in time. So it's probably just gonna be a normal Uber. But if anything changes, then you'll see that segment. Otherwise, we'll be taking it to the wrap up. All right, guys, so after about 3 hours of public transportation, we made it home. So I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. And if you wanna see more content, make sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace. And thanks again to Delete Me for sponsoring this video. To remove your data from the internet, make sure to check out Delete Me by scanning the QR code right here or clicking the link in the description for 20% off using code Sambucha.